Hello, my name is Omar Guerrero, and I'll be discussing the precise topic that I've chosen. Palestine to be considered a sovereign nation, and also to discuss solutions for the Israel-Palestine conflict. Both Palestine and Israel are nations with diverse cultures and different religion, which has led to multiple conflicts to arise and escalation of war to happen, and will continue to happen if a solution is now in place. Both Israel and Palestine are part of a deal of a two-state solution in which it happened in 1949 as a result of World War II, in which the Holocaust has taken place and the death of 6 million Jews was a result of that war. And when a bunch of European states didn't have a solution to give reparations to the Jews in their own nations, they decided to create a nation for the Jews in a region in which the holy site of Jerusalem, in which that was their solution. There was also another idea considered by Winston Churchill, who was Prime Minister at the time in World War II, in which he wanted to give the solution that Israel should have taken place in Madagascar, in which there was no other culture existing at the time that had a significant population that would disrupt Jewish population if Israel was in Madagascar. That solution was absolved, and from that, is formed in the region of Palestine in the Middle East as a result of not only European nations but also the United States of America and the Soviet Union, as they wanted a solution to, so there was no escalation in the Cold War. The conflict of Israel and Palestine had multiple takes, but all the takes are the result of foreign powers getting involved and choosing a specific side. As many nations have taken part in this issue as is arisen from the two-state solution, many nations have decided to be on the side of Israel rather than the side of Palestine, making it more of a one-solution state. Since to this backing, Israel has gotten significant landmass and has more funding via not only for its military power and its army, but also for financing of education and also the financing of public services, in which case Israel is one of the leading nations for education, health, safety, and which has been increasing in throughout the conflicts, not only in the current conflict escalation of war, but throughout its history as a nation, in which America, senators and politicians have been sending foreign aid to Israel, as this is the case of American tax dollars paying for another nation's benefit, in which that nation still has poverty, homelessness, and hunger. But the true matter is of Palestine not being recognized as a sovereign nation has been brought to image as the ongoing conflict as of a considered terrorist group, Hamas, has been leading the charge for its independence from Israel. It is considered a terrorist group as it unsurprisingly attacks Israeli citizens and also keeps Palestinian citizens as hostages. It is an extreme effort to be considered a nation and has led to desperate attempts. But this considered terrorist group is also kind of a symbol of the outrage and the historical rebellious side of the Muslim world, in which not only was it disrespected and disgraced from the solution of Israel forming in the region, it has also led to the idea that European powers have have a more righteous belief of the region than the actual Muslim world that held the region for over 1,000 years. Jews have been prosecuted for over millenniums, even from the Roman times of the Roman Empire. Palestine is a term that comes from it, and that's what led to the nation to being formed. As Jews have been prosecuted throughout history, Israel, the holy site of Jerusalem, has been the only solution in which Jews have not been prosecuted. As of since World War II, Jew hate crime has been increasing, but not of actual violence. This is in contrary to the Muslim world, in which violence has been increasing, and has been having its own solution to that prosecution of crime, in which, in this case, for the Muslim world, it's the Palestinians. Just like World War II, Jews were being prosecuted not only in Germany prior to World War II and the Nazi regime under Hitler. Many Jewish people were seeking refugees and were seeking asylum in European countries such as England, France. But as times were difficult situations during the Great Depression, there was no solution for that time, as many Jews were still seeking refugees in Germany, in which takes extreme measures in Germany, in which case has led to multiple conflicts and the war. In which case we're seeing here right now with the Israel-Palestinian conflict, in which Palestinians do not have refugees or asylum and are held hostage in the region. This conflict has been even increasing more under the Trump administration, as Donald J. Trump, the former president, announced that the U.S. embassy would be held in the region of Jerusalem. Rather than keeping the two-part solution that was upheld, they kept it as a one-state solution, in which Israel was the leading nation in the region, and basically publicly denouncing Palestine. And that also led raids in 2017, in which Palestinian citizens were throwing rocks and boulders to the walls of Jerusalem, in which case many military police of Israelis technically sought back and killed Palestinian children. Yes, the ongoing conflict is bloody on both sides, but if you look at the statistical sides of it, as both nations commit technically unrestless crimes, as both are different and both seek different solutions, the matter of decision is, as these two nations cannot get along, they still hold one common thing, which is the holy site. In which case, I bring to the solution and a call to action in my conclusion that as both nations do not care really for the region of the name or of the name of the nation, they only care of the holy site, is to be brought back a one-state solution in which no citizens are prosecuted and no religion is the main, rather just a holy site and a region of autonomy around the area. In which case, the Palestinians will care more for the name. The Israelis wouldn't, as the holy site is the true matter. The region considered Palestine as the sovereign nation. An influence of European nations and of superpowers such as the United States will no longer need to be met in battle, as the solution would be that people will not be prosecuted based on the religion, more on the action. Thank you, and that's in conclusion.